This is the next installment in my efforts to get this work truck to work. The truck's kind of partly torn apart. I'm still in the middle of the glow plug fiasco. And then obviously I gotta take care of the flatbed. Before I put the flatbed on here, this might need just a little bit of treatment, you know, a little kind of stuff. But right now, let's go get the flatbed dialed in. Now it's kind of embarrassing, but I ended up priming this thing white. It was not my plan. I was not thinking I'm gonna prime it white. But that's what I did. And you can see it's kind of drippy, runny and stuff, but I got the bare metal covered. You know, top and bottom. I think that's a good prime job. And I'm cheesing out and going for a prefab bed liner. You know, it's not very DIY of me. It's way overpriced. And you take one of these things, kind of looks like an energy drink. Shake it up, pour a little hardener in there. Might even measure it with this cup if I feel like it, if I'm getting all precise or whatever. Shake it up some more, and then they send you a sprayer. Now, I don't know why you can't use your own sprayer, but they send you a sprayer, it attaches to the bottles or whatever. And yeah, we gotta do that next. It's not even really paint, it's like a bunch of sludge. And when I've painted stuff before, you know, like other stuff I've welded, racks and stuff like that, I've always used a hardener, but never that much. That is like a ton of hardener. Alright, so you gotta check this out. This stuff's been drying for, like 24 hours now, 12 hours. And it's good. I really like it. It's got a hell of a texture to it. Anyway, it's still gotta dry for another day, I think, to be like really, really solid. But it came out really good. I think it's good. It might need like a teeny bit of touch up in a few spots, but overall, I'm just liking the way it looks. Alright, now before you get your panties in a twist about the wood, I'll just say that I did go back and forth a lot about what kind of wood to use for the flatbed, and even about if I should use wood at all or do it all in steel. So I opted for wood because I like wood. You know, I've got a wood trailer and I've got a steel bed trailer, and I just like the wood better. You can just slam stuff on it, screw things down to it. If you screw it up, you can replace it easily. Steel, it's loud, it's kind of unforgiving. Maybe it's stronger. But anyway, I went with wood, and I decided to go with pressure treated. Even though it kind of looks hideous, I probably should have custom hewn some oak or something like that. You know, like really put together a sweet custom wood bed. But the thing about this design is that it's kind of modular, and I can pull this wood out at some point and put down something else. So right now, pressure treated, and I'm gonna stain it. This is the tennis ball tug of war. Alright, now early on in one of my videos about this truck, I just happened to get to talking about the rust. And what I described was a very mild rust problem. You know, I was looking at this truck and I was like, you know, it's not too bad. It's got a little bit of surface rust, but I'm not really worried about it. And for some reason, you guys freaked out. Now these two I've had, all right? Rust converter. A few people mention these guys. You know, rust converter is like the stuff you spray on or paint on, and it will transform your rust into something that's not rust. Then you treat it afterwards. But I'm not gonna do that. That just seems like overkill. on this truck. I appreciate the suggestion, but that's not gonna happen. And then you know your truck is rusty when someone actually sends you like a free sample of something called Metal Rescue Rust Remover Bath and this kind of dry coat stuff, which I guess you spray on afterwards. Anyway, I appreciate the gesture, folks. It's nice that I got the free sample. I will use this on something, but not this truck. But man, there is a sucker born every day, and I did throw down 20 bucks and bought myself some of this fluid film stuff. Now, the real reason I went with the fluid film is that it's actually made out of lanolin. That's like the goo on your sheep. That's like the fatty stuff in their coat. So Melissa's like a big like knitter, sheep lover kind of person. And just the opportunity to tell her that I was spraying lanolin on the truck was just priceless. It's made in California. It doesn't have any solvents. And these guys say you can use it for pretty much anything that rusts. Kind of like the WD-40 of the sheep world. If you've been around sheep, you know that smell. It totally just smells like sheep. Basically, I've turned this truck into like the sheepmobile. You know, I really just want to thank the guy who recommended the sheep spray for the truck. It not only smells like a barnyard, but it's got that taste when you're under it. Miracle of all miracles, I changed the glow plugs out on this side of the truck. This is the old busted harnasty kind of thing. I did break every single one of these adapters at the tip, so I dropped a bunch of plastic down the holes. But check this out. We got the little Christmas themed vacuum sucker going on. So, you know, a little tubing on the end of the vacuum. I was able to slip it into the hole and you kind of hear it coming out. You know, I got my tube just a little bit greasy, but we definitely have some Christmas colors going on. All right, just got to get this thing more or less put back together and I can do the other side. Okay, prepare to get up close and personal with the glow plug action. This is the driver's side, so to speak. Oh, and the only thing you missed on here is that I just liberally doused these guys with a little WD. I'm just getting up in here and kind of prying these guys loose. Now there are some like custom pulling tools and stuff you can get on the interwebs, but I'm just kind of getting under there. And you know, this worked on the other side to break all of them, so I figured I'd do it over here too. There's two. This one's being pesky. Oh, that one's finally loose. Okay, that's 3. I still gotta do 4. Get over there. You know, light would be good. Warm temperatures would be good. Pretty much anything. Oh yeah, come on. Oh, I think it's out. Yeah, it's out. Okay. All right, so all 4 of those guys are loose. Then we just gotta finagle them out of the holes. Now the other side was really tight. This is like a luxury over here. There's like so much room. Oh yeah. All right, we gotta look at these guys. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love to look at this harness. It is nasty. All right, so in the light of day, here's your harness. Harness is, you know, it's totally rusty, but the wires are actually intact. So these plugs were at least getting juice. And unlike the other side, I only broke one of them. So I'm gonna use my vacuum extractor on what I'm calling number 1, just because a little bit of plastic down the hole, you know, a little bit of plastic, I don't want that in there. So, all right, this is my special Christmas themed holiday edition of sucking plastic bits out of the engine. All right, I think we're good. I could hear a little bloopity bloop and the plastic shot down the tube, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Then I'm just going magneto. Trying to pull that dude out of there. Oh, it's coming. So that's glow plug number 1. That looks fine. That looks brand new. But whatever, I'm replacing it. Motocross part. Then I'm using the wrong grease, absolutely. And just putting a little bit of greaso on the threads, since when I'm back in here in like a week doing this again, maybe I can get these guys out of here. So a little bit of the wrong grease on there. And then, this is the killer trick. Where is it? This is the killer trick. Sticking this dude in a little piece of hose. Just gonna come in from up above. These guys go in at like kind of an angle, and you kind of get a feel for the hole. Maybe, oh, it just doesn't feel right. There it is. There it is. And then I'm just like threading it with the tube, you know, not tight, but like a couple times around. Oh, it's just water like dripping on my freaking face right now. All right, just get this guy threaded so it's not just jingleberry in there. All right, that feels good. Pop the tube. All right, so I'll just go down the row, do that with all 4. And like I said, this driver's side, man, so much easier, so much more room than the passenger side. I think Ford really needs to come along and put something here, you know, like a big old evaporative cooler or air compressor or something. But as of 2003, lots of room in this engine. Every one of these tricks is developed on the interwebs, except for the vacuum. The vacuum with the hose, that was my own little invention, boy. But everything else I just got from, you know, other dudes who'd done this before. Alright, then we got new harness, and these dudes are kind of like sloped to go in the tubes, so you gotta get your right and left squared away. That took me like an hour on the internet last night. But anyway, this is the left side, driver's side, whatever you want to call it. So this is the second coat of this junk, top and bottom. I thought a little bit about like a black stain, which I've used before, but I was going for a little contrast. This is the tree truck after all, so you gotta have a little bit of a woodsy thing going on.